it's not giving me the option to join. Let me see. Should I?
Did you open VTube Studio through Steam?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
May have to redo the collab, but you should be able to just jump on in. Did you put the group name too?
Oh, is that like where do I put that?
Where the little person is. So instead of Foodie Yeti, type in capital all caps GLAAD.
Okay.
Yeah. And where it says plus.
Good time zone, everyone. My name is Tiffany Witcher, otherwise known as the Vtubing Charity Witch on Twitch. I'm an accessibility advocate, voice actor, V singer, and charity streamer that's done over 75 charities on this platform in the last 6 years. Today is a very special stream. Today we are this month is Disability Awareness, Global Accessibility Awareness Month, and I wanted to bring some VTubers on board to talk about their journey as VTubers, whether they are disabled or chronically ill, about how VTubing has helped them become a content creator and their journey as a VTuber, as a streamer, and so on. So we're going to introduce our guest, starting from technically my left. Trix, please introduce yourself.
Hello, my name is Trix, and I am everybody's favorite treasure hunting fairy. It is nice to meet you all.
Hey, I'm Fate, or otherwise known as just Fated. Yeah, I've been streaming here on Twitch for 8 years so far, and then 2 years of the VTuber. So nice to meet y'all.
Hi, I'm Fudiety. I am an alien DJ VTuber. I've been streaming on Twitch for about a year now, and yeah.
And I am an epileptic gamer, shortened to Epi. Just a weird pony VTuber out here to bring more awareness on Twitch. And a little bit on YouTube, but I'm not very good at posting on there because too many socials. Too many.
Awesome. It's great to hear from you all. So I have some questions to run down for this session. So, Fate, how long have you been streaming?
So I have been streaming since 2016, but I've only started VTubing since 2022. So streaming for like 8 years, VTubing for like 2. So.
And Food, how long have you been streaming?
I've been streaming on Twitch for a year, but I've been streaming in general. I used to stream on YouTube. It's been like 3 years on and off, but I just recently got serious with it within the past year. And I've gone from PNG tuber to 3D models to model I have now. It's been a lot of fun.
Epi?
3 years for me as well.
And
well, actually, this will
sorry.
be year 4, actually. Now I think. Wait, no, year 3?
Time
Year
flies.
3, yes. One of those numbers.
And Trix, how long you been streaming?
I've been streaming off and on since 2017, but for the past 2 years, I've been a VTuber.
Okay, awesome. So we're gonna switch over to streaming and content. We're gonna start with Epi. What kind of content do you make on whether it's streaming or content creating in general?
I usually do a variety of things. A lot of times I don't do as big of a variety as I would like to because I am photosensitive, meaning that flashing lights can trigger my seizures. So I have to be careful with the games that I do pick. So they're usually vetted through other people, or they're games that I've been helping make more accessible, like Lethal Company or League of Legends, that kind of thing. So yeah, it's mostly just a variety of whatever's safe at the time.
Fate, what kind of content do you make?
Well, I play a variety of games, but I do tend to lean towards roguelike games. It's kind of been like my kind of favorite genre. Like I honestly I played Hades and I was like, yep, this is the genre. So I play a lot of games like Risk of Rain 2, Dead Cells, and anything roguelike under the sun. I've probably played it.
Okay, Trix?
I am a variety streamer. I mostly play comfy cozy games like farming sims, like action adventure, story-driven narratives, RPGs, but I'm also a cosplayer. So sometimes I do crafting streams, and I sometimes do art streams as well.
Okay. And finally, Food?
I'm a variety streamer. I do a lot of different things. I stream. My community is very community based, so they'll suggest games for me to play, and I'll play them. I used to stream working on music. When I first got on Twitch, I was stream making music here and there. Or I'll just react to clips and stuff or funny stuff my community sends me. Or I started doing confession streams where my viewers will send me things that they confess to, and I read those out, and it's interesting. So I dabble in a lot of different things.
Sounds like it could get spicy.
Mm.
That does sound so
something
spicy.
happens. Something most definitely happens. I'm gonna be real. It definitely happens.
Sounds quite spicy. Oh my goodness! Wow. Um, okay. I wasn't expecting that one. I really wasn't. That's great. All right.
I'm here for it.
I am too.
I hope I don't end up laughing really loud on stream right now because
No, you're
I have a
good.
very I have a very distinct laugh, and if I start laughing, it's gonna be very hard for me to stop. The people from my community who are lurking in chat will they will most
Oh,
likely tell you
jeez.
it's like that. So I'm gonna try to behave myself.
You're
Yeah,
good.
mine is all like I get like that when I laugh too hard. I start snorting. It just I keep snorting until it's just I can't breathe anymore.
I have like 15 different laughs, so I don't know. It's like a
If I
anything could
laugh
happen.
too hard, I cry.
Oh
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I hope that doesn't happen today.
I hope not.
Okay.
We'll tread lightly.
Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. Let's get down to VTubing. We're all VTubers. We've all been in this space for however long we have been. Um, let's get down to the questions. Okay. So, Trix, can you explain your VTubing model?
So right now, actually, this is my older model. When I first got it started, my friend made me this, but my computer wasn't beefy enough to handle it. So I actually moved on to a PNG tuber model, and I used that for a while until we upgraded our computer, and now I can use my 3D model. But I actually have a 2D model in the works. I have an artist working on it right now, so soon I think I'm gonna be switching over to that 2D space.
Nice, congratulations. That's so wonderful to
Yeah.
hear. Faith?
Oh, right. So I'm a scientist VTuber. Kind of reflects off my in real life occupation as a scientist. Kind of like the whole like scientist by day, streamer by weekend type thing. You got the blue hair, red stripes, star on the hairpiece. I got my little earpieces. Lore wise, they're supposed to control the volume of control like the sound waves going into my ears because I do have some audio sensitivity because of my autism. So I can up the noises that are very soft, but then like mute everything else that's kind of annoying and harsh on the ears. But yeah, that's and of course lab coat. Can't be real scientist without lab coat.
Food?
So I started out making content for like video games. I'm a video game music modder. So I always had like a little character that represented myself, which is my Sona now. But I didn't know what VTubing was before. Somebody was just like, "Hey, I made you this PNG tuber. You should try it." I'm like, "What is a PNG tuber? What are you talking about?" So I went and I did some research. I set it up because I was like, "Okay, this person like put time into making this thing. I'm gonna try it out," and I really liked it. So then I started doing my research and I was like, there are different types of VTuber models. And at first, the first model that I had that I was like really involved in making was my 3D VTuber model. I've had like 3 of them. I really enjoyed 3D VTuber models. And then I decided to I don't know, I wanted something that was more tailored to me, given my Sona is based on myself. I guess the only difference is I don't have like, the pink and purple hair or whatever, but my VTuber is based off of like me. So I wanted a 2D model that kind of was able to get the curls and like the afro and stuff because that's a little bit harder to translate into 3D. So now I have the model I have now and I'm very happy.
Yes.
That's wonderful to hear. And Epi?
Mine is kind of simple, really. This is actually my second outfit for this model. I do have a 3D model that I can't use as much. It hurts my heart because Kilakuma did such a good job on it.
Oh, Kuma did yours? Oh.
Yeah, I actually found them because of you. I don't know if you remember.
I'm happy
Right
you
when I
did.
right when I first started my VTubing journey, I actually messaged you asking about yours, and you pointed me towards them. So
I have the memory of a goldfish. I don't remember that. I'm so
honestly, the only reason I remember that is because it was such a turning point for me. I do have a really shitty memory too. For the second one, I kind of just I'm embracing my edginess, and I've entered my villain arc. So I went for a corrupted Sailor Moon Star Guardian theme here.
Okay.
And in my previous outfit, the spikes were on my thigh, but I wanted them up on my head just to kind of like indicate a change,
Mhm.
something that we're going to be, you know, that we're moving away from the old and in with the new. And then I'm big on celestial themes. It's just it's my aesthetic. So that's why my eyes are stars and stuff. And then my husband is on my head. He's a little bread themed possum, so he sits on my head.
That's adorable.
He just hangs out up there with the Monokuma clips. Well,
Precious.
Okay.
sorry.
So some of you kind of already answered this. Um, so we're gonna go over what got you into VTubing. We're gonna start with food. Is it foodity?
It's foodiety.
Foodity. I can't read. Okay,
Yeah,
foodity.
it's fine.
What got you into VTubing? Well, you already told us what got you into VTubing. Is there any more that you would like to add to that?
Um, I like it because since my Sona is basically me, it's cool, and I have ADHD. I'm not getting ready to do face cam every day. I'm just not doing it. So it's very convenient to just have a model where I'm like, hey, content, I have idea for content. I'm just going to use the VTuber model because if not, it just would not happen. Like it's just not happening. So I love having kind of the outfit and everything just planned out and set out where I can just make content when I feel like it, and that visual aspect isn't something that has to be my executive function doesn't have to step in for me to make content. It's just there. So, yeah.
That answered two questions. We'll actually do it like that. Epi, why do you love VTubing and what got you into VTubing?
I love VTubing because it almost feels like cosplaying to me.
Okay.
And I don't want to get too serious, but as an epileptic, the the disease and the medication has done some not savory things to my body,
Mm.
and to get over the like I didn't want to have to deal with trolls. Like I get enough of them as it is. I didn't want to have to get any over my appearance as well. I won't lie. Um, and because that's the original reason I didn't stream for a long time, and then it was brought to my attention that VTubers exist, and I was like, oh, but I don't know if I could do that. So I started with this little PNG tuber drawn by my friend, and over the years we've morphed into this, and honestly, it's awesome. It's amazing. I'm glad that I have this as a way to not only become, because it also helps me feel comfortable and me feel more confident in who I am. Because I look on the screen and I see Epi, and I'm like, you know what? That's me. You know, I'm not my VTuber. Obviously, there is a degree of separation, but it's
Mhm.
still nice to look and think, you know, this is how I wanted it to look, and so now I finally get to be it. So it's weird.
It's not weird. No, that's acceptance. You're fine.
I'm a rambler, so when I get to the end of my thought, I'm like, okay, put random word here.
No, that's why I made this 2 hours. I was like, like I have ADHD, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try like to not talk a lot, and I'm gonna make this 2 hours. So, Tricks, why do you love VTubing, and what got you into VTubing?
Honestly, it's a buffer. I have a lot of mental health issues,
Mm-hmm.
particularly anxiety and depression, and it's a combination of like just being too exhausted to deal with cam. I feel obligated to like put makeup on or wear a cute outfit, and I just don't have that kind of energy 90% of the time anymore. So being able to be a VTuber just kind of like takes that one little thing away. It makes
Mm-hmm.
streaming a lot more easy for me. I'm able to be more consistent now than I ever have before. Um, yeah, and my VTuber model is also basically just an extension of myself. It's kind of like just me cosplaying one of my favorite mythical creatures. I love fairies, and so I kind of get to just get on every day and be a person that I wish I could be,
Yeah.
And it feels good to not have to worry about what people might potentially say to me if I were to use a cam, which I have, and I've experienced some of that negativity, especially since I'm a plus size person. People are not very kind to bigger bodies. So this way I can it just acts like a nice little buffer, and I don't have to worry as much.
Okay, I like that one. I like that. And Fate?
All right. I hope you guys are ready for story time.
No, go ahead. We got time.
Let me get,
All
let me
right,
get
all
comfy.
right, all
Let me get
right,
comfy.
right.
Let me get my drink.
So, the why I like VTubing is gonna play into the story a little bit. So, I mentioned that I've been VTubing for only like 2 years or whatnot. Before that, I was like a face cam streamer, and I focused on one game, and I played that game like for a really long time. And I decided to do a put it over to variety because I was kind of just getting burnt out on this one game,
Mm-hmm.
and along with that, kind of like it brought out a lot of insecurities. Like, it's like, oh my god, my face. Like, I was really looking at watching my VODs and noticed how, like, when I was expressing, like, how excited I was or, like, and stuff, you couldn't really tell I was smiling. Although, like, I'm swear I'm smiling. I swear it's happening. But I don't know. Like, facial expressions having always been, like, my best thing. Kind of comes with the autism stuff, I guess. Um, So, of course, I was getting like, anxious over my appearance, and I was almost decided to quit streaming at one point. But then I heard of VTubing, and I was like, so I tried a little. So I I tried the PNG for a bit. I really liked it. Then I went for a little gift tuber, and eventually I got this 2D model, and I really like it because I can kind of be more of a because like my image I have in my head of myself, I could like be that, but on screen like all the time. Like I don't have to worry about how I look after like a long day of work or like after like or if I'm like feeling kind of like I don't have to worry about like the appearance, so to speak. I mean, it's like it's all that part's already taken care of. I still have to obviously move around and like and stuff, but it's and also with the VTubing stuff, it's I have my rigging set up so like even like the software can catch even my little like my little smile that I do. Like I can make it so like, hey, she's actually smiling. People can tell, and it's nice to be able to express yourself in a way. So
Absolutely.
yeah. So
Absolutely. These are really good answers. I love this. I wasn't expecting this. I'm very happy. You all are amazing people. I love this. I love this. So we're going to transition from VTubing to what you're going through as content creators, living with your conditions. And this subject, I'm going to tell my audience, will probably get a little bit intense. It could be a little sensitive. Please be respectful to all the guests here. They all have different journeys and different levels of what they've gone through as content creators. So I ask you kindly to all be respectful. Thank you for whoever played the sound clip. You scared the shit out of me. Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry. That's spicy.
No, it's fine. I literally
that's
jumped.
what he
I was
does.
like,
That's what he does. He finds the perfect time to scare the shit out of people.
no, you're good. They're good. They're good. But we're gonna basically open the floor to, and you can jump in whatever on this part. But we're gonna open the floor to this part, living with your conditions. So I'm gonna ask the question. What conditions do you have and can you explain it? Only if you're comfortable. You don't have to go into detail, like depth detail, if it makes you uncomfortable. But if you want to explain it to the best of your ability for the community, that would be great. So whoever would like to take the floor first, we can go with that, and then we can go into that kind of order with people. I want you all to be comfortable in speaking.
I can go first.
Okay. I'm sitting there like, hopefully someone goes first.
Oh.
All right.
Well, as my name suggests, one of them is epilepsy. I am. It's because like my whole streaming journey, it started because of a blog I was writing at the time where I was doing reviews of games from an epileptic's perspective. Because I couldn't find a playthrough of a game online, but I really wanted to know, like, I wanted to see the game even though I couldn't play it, And so I just started, you know, writing that review. There was one time I got flashbang during a game, so I was like, all right, I should let people know that there's flashing stuff in this game. And it never really took off anywhere. Excuse me, but that's fine because now I'm here. I also suffer with rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, depression, panic disorder, and we are pushing for a second opinion on PTSD. I have a service dog though. Well, she's retiring, but
May I ask how has it affected you in your life as a whole? If you're one to answer that, you're free to skip this question.
I can go.
No. I was asking. That was the second part of the question for Epi.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're good.
Which part? Sorry.
How has your conditions affected you as a whole?
Yes. I mean, I do kind of want to touch on it just a little bit because a lot of people don't know that the medication can be really hard on our body. For example, I take Keppra. It's one of the medications to control my seizures. And my gums look horrible. My teeth look terrible. It's hard for me to maintain my weight. Not necessarily that, but also the other diseases as well. It's hard for me to do things around the house because, again, the rheumatoid arthritis kicks in as well. So a lot of help is needed. But we do the best we can and push forward. I can't drive, so it's one reason why I kind of moved to VTubing as a second job, kind of almost. Not quite able to do it full time yet, but we're working on it. Because I can't drive to locations, and the way the system is here, it's hard for me to get the help I need to get places. So it's hard for me to find a rideshare service, for example, that won't charge me to get to work. Because that can, those little expenses add up, especially whenever, you're chronically ill and it disrupts your life, your work life, which is another reason I was very thankful for streaming, because my community has been amazing in supporting me, and I really don't know what I'd do without them and my husband and my mom, who's actually in chat.
Is that Mama Epi I see?
Yes,
Okay.
Sorry
Hi,
to call
Mama
you out,
Epi.
Mom, but I see you.
I was curious for a second. I saw that name. I was like, is that Epi's mom?
Yeah. But yeah, it does not, in no way do they really impact me positively. The only positive impact has been what we've been able to achieve and the people that I've met through my streaming journey. But it's a lot of hardship. It's a lot of dark days, but then you find the light in people and the people around you, and it gets better.
That's wonderful. I like that.
Nutters.
Who was next? Trix, did you speak up? Was it you?
Yeah, I said I could go
for
next.
Go for it.
All right. Let's start with the mental health problems.
Okay.
So I have general anxiety disorder.
Okay.
I also have depression. I have panic disorder. I think that's pretty much for those. I won't lie to you. I'm like very anxious right now.
Only if you're comfortable. If you don't feel comfortable,
Yeah, no, it's cool.
fine.
I'm just anxious overall doing the stream because I've never actually collabed with this many people before, so it's like the social anxiety is like very intense right now. But I'm okay.
Yeah.
Can I just say one thing real fast? Like originally this was supposed to be 8 people, so I'm glad I dropped it down to 4 people forecast. So thank you for saying that. I was in the right. Okay, so keep going. I'm sorry.
As far as physical stuff, I have IBS. Originally, it was triggered by my anxiety, but then I got gallbladder disease. I had my gallbladder taken out, and now it's just it's a thing. It's a thing I have to experience all the time now. I also when I was working, my feet and legs started to get really tight. They never really gave me like an actual like something to call it. But they blamed it on the toe walking I did when I was a child. And then whenever I was working retail, it kind of just pushed it over the edge, and I was just in pain all the time. The only thing they've really offered to help me is surgery, and I'm kind of like about that. So as of right now, whenever I do events, like we go to conventions a lot, I cosplay, but I also run panels at conventions. So any kind of really large scale events where I have to do any kind of like long-term walking or standing, I oftentimes bring my wheelchair with me. just to kind of like, it just lets me do those things. And that's probably been like the biggest hurdle lately, because like I've been experiencing this for like 4 years now, and I don't really have any answers. Like at first it was like diagnosed as like plantar fasciitis, but the last time I went, they're like, if this is plantar fasciitis, this is the most severe plantar fasciitis we've ever seen in our entire lives. And they were like, oh, so the only thing we can offer is surgery. And I was like, yeah, I don't know about that. Because it freaks me out. It scares me.
Imagine.
So I spend a lot of time kind of reclusive. Like I have a lot of acquaintances. I don't have a lot of friends because anxiety.
That's real.
That's kind of why like I turned to streaming in general. I was like, no, I gotta get past this. I gotta meet people. I gotta make some friends. I gotta make some connections. And I'm still doing like kind of a terrible job at that. But
But
one
you're
day
doing
at
the
a
best you
time.
can. You're doing the
I
best
think
you
you're doing
can.
great.
Yeah, you're doing the best you can.
I think
That's
you're
all that
doing great.
matters.
Give
Yeah.
yourself some grace. It's
I love
hard to
that.
be a VTuber.
So like
Yeah.
it kind of is like I feel like because of my anxiety, I'm kind of like perpetually stuck in like, do I reach out to these people? Does that come across as like clout seeking or a parasocial relationship? Like how do I show people that I'm being meaningful here? I'm like genuinely trying to make a connection. And because that scares me, and because there's just like so many ways it could go wrong, I just don't reach out to people.
Oh, no.
Terrifies me.
You know what? And that's a valid reason because like we have in the VTubing space, people are like, "Oh, you're collabing with so and so. You just want the numbers, don't you?" Like you'll hear that, and it's so disheartening to hear because there are some people out there that just want to collab and be like, "Hey, homie, I want to play games with you. I don't want anything out of it. Don't shout me out or anything, you know." But like, there's unfortunately, you're right. There is a space that will claim it's for clout, and I'm so
Yeah.
sorry that you feel that way. But you
Um,
understand that your feelings are valid right now.
if you're okay if I use you as an example,
Okay.
we've been friends for a while, at least on Facebook, like
Yeah, we've been
back
cosplaying for a while.
before, like before you voiced, God, what was that one game?
What game? Which game?
House Party. House Party.
I was about to say,
Oh,
I
House
think I
Party?
know the game because
Okay.
Oh, it's been forever. And then like I did the VTubing thing, and you were doing the VTubing thing. I was like, I don't know. Should I reach out? Should I like
Reach out to me,
ask for advice?
Go out with my DMs are always open.
I
You can
know.
ask Abby. Abby has reached out to me.
Like that was part of the reason why I applied to be your community manager, because I was like, I want to show that like I want to put some effort into it. Like I don't want to just reach out to you and be like, hey, help me do this, or hey, how did you do that? I didn't want to do
Oh,
that.
I'm about to call you something, and don't take this to heart, but you are a bitch, and that means you're beautiful, intelligent, talented, creative, and honest. And it's okay. It's okay. I'm always a person that my DMs are always open. If they're not, then just there's other forms to message me, email or on Discord. But if you ever want to collab, it's okay. I'll try to make time.
Like, I don't know. Like, am I overstepping a boundary? Like, we've known each other for a while, but
You're
are
not.
we really that close? You know,
Good.
those are just the kinds of things that my brain always torments me with.
Yeah, I no, I fully get it. Like I fully understand that. I just and like you can see people in chat saying that you are valid in these feelings right now. That people suffer from extreme or like
Mhm.
severe anxiety. So no, you are fine. You're valid.
So with the anxiety, it actually used to be a lot worse. There were 2 years where I was stuck to a couch. I barely got up. I barely did anything. Like I go to the bathroom, I'd eat food. My ex at the time, if we went grocery shopping, I'd go grocery shopping, but I was never alone. And whenever I was alone, I didn't leave that couch. I refused to watch horror movies. I was so sensitive. I was having panic attacks like every 30 minutes. I would binge watch like kid shows. I was like, okay, I need something good for my mental health, so I can only watch like really positive, really like childish stuff. So like I watched a lot of My Little Pony. watched a lot of like Strawberry Shortcake, but I was stuck on that couch for like 2 years before I went out and I did anything again. It actually took me being broken up with and having to go get a job and being able to pay my own bills. It kind of like pushed me out of that. But it's been a lot better. Because before I was a bit of like a recluse. It was pretty bad for a while. I remember my first panic attack. I actually used to struggle with an eating disorder, which is why I'm a little sensitive about like my weight being picked at, because that's really what triggered it in the first place. And I remember my first panic attack was caused by me not eating anything and then me chugging an energy drink and not and cleaning. I used to be hella OCD about like cleanliness. I would clean almost every minute of every day. It was a combination of I need a clean space. Otherwise I would go crazy, and a combination of like between that and like this is exercise. This is exercise. I'm losing weight. And I had my first panic attack because of that energy drink, and I landed in the ER because I didn't know what the heck was going on. They gave me Valium. I remember they gave me Valium, and they were like, all right, we're gonna get your heart rate down. We're gonna chill you out. Don't drink any more energy drinks. And then from there, that's how I ended up being diagnosed with the general anxiety disorder. It used to be a lot worse though. So like I'm doing a lot better, and I want to say that VTubing has really helped with that, because I'm engaging with people. I want to engage with people. I don't want to be stuck in a house, stuck on a couch, not doing anything. Like it's rough. And then the physical stuff on top of that has just been, it can be a little compacting, I guess. And I don't know if this really counts as like, chronic illness or like a disability, but I don't know how many people here are familiar with the show Dr. Pimple Popper. Now, I know you already know what I'm going to talk about, but I had these keloids on my ears for like a few years, which did not help with the depression and my self-image. Insurance would not cover the removal, and I'm talking like these things were massive.
I've seen the pictures, yes.
Yeah, they were awful. They got so heavy they were causing vertigo, headaches. I couldn't hear. They were so large they would cover up like the openings of my ears. Insurance would not cover it because they kept saying it was a cosmetic procedure.
Oh my goodness.
And I had to go on television to get this treated. So I have very little faith in like the medical system because it's pretty bad. Like I was having physical like symptoms related to the keloids. It wasn't just appearance after that point. It wasn't just like, oh, they look bad, No, it was actually really, really detrimental to my health, and these people just had the audacity to look at me and go, no, that's just cosmetic. And I'm actually experiencing it again. So keloids actually have a very high rate of coming back. And unfortunately, I have started to grow a new one on the right ear where the old one used to be. Knock on wood, it is only the one ear right now.
Yeah, I'm hoping. I really am, because for the people who don't know, that thing was the size like a golf ball.
Yeah, and that was just one of the ears. It was both ears. She had to do a little bit of reconstructive surgery on the left ear. So it kind of looks like a dog mangled it. I won't lie to you. It kind of looks like someone took a bite out of my ear.
Oh my goodness. Yeah,
But
I remember that.
I would much rather that than what they used to look like. So I'm going through the same process again. Insurance is like, oh, it's cosmetic. And not only that, there are no dermatologists that are in my like network. So I'm like, yeah, I looked, I contacted them and like, oh, all we really have are pediatric dermatologists. We don't, there's nobody in our system. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Adults get
awful.
acne too.
Yeah.
Sorry. Much less what you're dealing with. Like,
No,
Yeah.
damn.
Jesus Christ.
So I'm kind of trying to weigh my options right now, and I'm hoping by streaming and by VTubing, maybe I can do a little bit of crowdfunding and I can take care of it myself. I did reach back out to the show, but they're like, their call line is, I imagine they get a ton of calls a day, so I'm not surprised that nobody's called me back or answered any of the calls that I've made. So
Oh, good. I hope you do get your answers. And I hope, Jesus Christ, your insurance company. Don't get me started about insurance.
oh, I
I'll go
know.
on a 20-minute long rant.
I think
I hope that gets resolved for you. And hearing how you've been affected by something that like this, like anxiety, because people don't think about anxiety when it comes to a disability, and anxiety can come in different forms. And so I'm glad that you really talked in depth about how anxiety has affected you, especially in the VTubing space and reaching out to people. That was very insightful.
Yeah,
Very
I'm
relatable.
sorry. When I get anxious, I get rambly.
No. That's what
I
we
was
got the 2
afraid of
hours.
it.
That's why I did 2 hours, not 1 hour, because I was like, I got a feeling I should do 2.
Shut up. Let somebody else talk. Jesus.
No, you're
Yeah.
good. You're fine. You're fine. And
All my brain is telling me right now.
and that leaves Fate last, I believe. Or is it? Wait, Food talked.
It's
Go fish memory. Go ahead.
yeah. Okay. So I sorry. So I'm autistic. I also know ASD, autism spectrum disorder. It's for it's a neurological and developmental disorder, and it's long story short, it affects how I socialize with people and my I guess my socialization in general. And the thing is, it's a spectrum. So everyone, there's a common phrase: if you know one person with autism, you know one person with autism, because for everyone it's very different. Some people are they talk through like a word board, and they don't really have much socialization skills. They have to live in assisted living, and some folks are off going at getting PhDs. um, me, I am. I mean, I'm so. I guess I got early intervention as a kid, so I've been through enough speech classes and school and stuff. But um, for me, in the day to day, is just mostly on like if you talk to me in person, I have the hardest time with eye contact. And for a lot of people, like, a sign of respect. Why aren't you looking me in the eye? It's like I trust me, it's
if I
hard.
could, I would.
If I could, I would. I literally have to like look at something behind them to kind of fake it. um, it's weird, and I'm also like really strict about like routines and stuff. Like literally, like if my routine's kind of like thrown off, even though it's the littlest bit. Like I'm like my whole day's ruined. My thing's not in the right place. Ruined. um, funny funny story. When my boyfriend first moved in, he cleaned up my desk. As like, hey, I cleaned up your desk for you. Everything was moved, and of course, like I freaked out a little bit. But I was like, it was really sweet, but but just let me know next time. So this
Thank
little
you, but never
we're able to
again.
talk it out, which is nice. I tend to hyper focus a lot on interest, like, and I mean, it's midnight. I find a random YouTube video. Suddenly, I want to know all about this thing, and I'm staying up in the next 5 hours watching random YouTube videos on this topic or something, or like a TV series or something. And then it's just like, oh shoot, I have to go have work. um, I was gonna say, for I do have a bit of an audio sensitivity as well. So, if you see me walking around, I usually have like AirPods in, kind of because I still need to be able to hear things, but I, but I don't like them as they are. So, the AirPods kind of muffle everything for me. And there's certain textures I'm kind of like immediately I'm like, nope, can't do it. Like I don't like boba. Like the whole reason I don't like boba, everyone's like boba. I'm like,
I don't
absolutely
like
not.
boba either. I don't want
My
those in my
soul.
mouth.
I understand. I completely get it. My soul hurts a little bit. That's all. I'm a
sorry,
boba
I don't
addict.
It's the
so-
jelly texture.
It's
It like
the
it
jelly.
balls in
Yeah,
the
I can
mouth.
understand that.
need
Like-
liquid, not balls in the mouth.
Lord have mercy, my jaw dropped. Okay.
Okay.
Sorry, I hope that wasn't too
My
far.
No, you're fine. If we can
Like
laugh
cracking
and
up in the
cry
background.
during this, that's
Oh
great.
my god. Anyways, oh my gosh. So for me, I've kind of had to work through what works and what doesn't work for me, and that's taken a lifetime, honestly. Like I like the audio thing, for example, like I didn't realize how much of an audio sensitivity I had until like one of my past workplaces actually banned headphones for a bit. And suddenly I was like, why is everything so loud and annoying? I'm so irritated. And then when it was lifted, then I go to put my AirPods, I'm like, ah, that's why. Ah. Ah. And just like um I don't really tell too many folks like in person unless like I'm interacting with them a lot and I super trust them. Only to kind of explain the social interaction part because sometimes they are like, and then I 9 times out of 10 I'll tell someone what's going on. Like, yeah, I'm autistic, and they're like, oh, that explains it. I'm like, explain that. There's a lot.
What?
Yeah, like and the thing is, it's like, what's the word? Autism doesn't really have a look. It's just is really. So like I don't know, like most people say like, "Oh, I can't really tell, you have autistic until you told me." And I'm like, "Well, yeah, I mean, I literally stacked cans when I was a kid. I don't know why. I just definitely remember doing that." And I read up like, "Oh, this is a sign you're autistic." I'm like, "I did that. That's not normal." Oh, well, okay.
Oops.
And there's a lot of little things growing up. I had like one parent who was super like, let's get you speech therapy, let's do all this research, super, super, super. The other parent was more like, she's not autistic. She's nothing wrong with her, and just kind of like ignored it, and you know, and that was kind of it was kind of weird growing up having like two parents kind of dealing with the same thing very differently. So,
That must have been confusing.
but I don't know. I've had a very small circle of friends because, like, I don't know, like some people hear we're autistic and then all of a sudden they think about like, oh, poor baby. I'm like, I can adapt. I just need, I don't know. I just communicate and talk to you all stuff. And it's not easy sometimes, but but I could do it. I can do it. Um, so but my community's been really cool about it. I'll have the autism tag all the time, and people like literally. It's I don't know. VTube has been cool because I've had folks who literally walk in and like, hey, it's really cool to see someone on the spectrum like VTubing and being awesome and da 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 and like feeling comfortable, and that makes me happy. And kind of wish I had the same level of comfort like in real life, but I guess VTube's kind of special in a way for me for that, but. I guess TLDR. I'm autistic, but I'm dealing with it, I guess.
So like
That's a mood.
so like
Certainly.
you basically you always basically explain how it's affected you. That's wonderful.
Oh wait, can I go?
Go.
I-
What do you want to go for?
I didn't I want to talk about my the disabilities I have and stuff. I didn't
Oh,
get a
yeah.
chance to.
Did I skip you?
Yeah, but it's
I'm
okay.
sorry. I'm so sorry. I thought I got you. I thought I got you. Go. I'm terribly sorry. I'm a terrible person. Go.
No, you're good. You're good. The disability that I talk about the most is my ADHD. I'm very upfront about that, but I kind of got a little mental soup going on there. I have ADHD, depression, generalized anxiety disorder, and PTSD. So the different symptoms and stuff that I have kind of fluctuate day to day. I'm like, okay, I wake up, what are we fighting today? What's going on? But it's very interesting being somebody who has, as some people would coin it, as like invisible disabilities, where like you can't really tell by looking. People are like, oh, I have ADHD and stuff. They're like, um, really? Like,
You
well,
don't look
especially
like it.
since, yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. Especially since
Sorry.
ADHD is one of those things that like people argue about whether or not it exists, and I'm like, oh, well, actually, no, it very much exists. It very much disrupts my day to day life. I can very much say that it exists. But I I didn't get diagnosed for my ADHD, just the stuff that I have going on. I didn't get diagnosed until I think it was my sophomore year of high school. I was one of those students who like growing up, I was like one of those gifted students. They're like, "Oh, we're gonna give you like 15 different books. You're doing great." And then it's like I got to high school and they're like, "What's going on? You are not performing the way we thought you would." When we got it. I'm like,
Oh.
"Oh,
Oh, I
I
felt
I
that
got
one. Oh
I
no.
got some stuff going on." And my guidance counselor was very like, "Okay, you're depressed, but like that math, what's going on with that math?" And I'm like,
Aw.
are you for real?"
Oh.
I'm just getting
Um,
emotional.
so
It's
like I especially finding out that I had ADHD kind of I would consider it a little bit later on because I wasn't somebody who, especially since I'm AFAB people usually aren't diagnosed as much for ADHD because a lot of AFAB people have I forgot what the official term for it is. But I personally consider it inner versus outer ADHD. The inner being like racing thoughts and stuff, and then the outer being like, oh, I'm gonna pick up this chair. Like usually it's not picked up on, and I have the combined type. But throughout most of my life, it was mainly inner stuff, and then it started outer where I would be like bouncing my leg and stuff like that, and I didn't really realize until I was in high school. And my socialization skills are they are interesting. In high school I was very much somebody who floated around friend groups. People they couldn't tell that I had problems socializing, but then I came home and like I didn't talk to anybody. I was like that for like a very long time. I'm still very much like that. Some people who like my mutuals on Twitter will be like, "Oh, you disappeared for like 4 months and came back. What's up with you?" And I'm like, "Hey, the show doesn't stop. The show does not stop." I'm very much somebody who will go through periods of socializing with people and then not. Um, it's very hard for me to socialize with people, especially I forgot who brought it up, but the whole like I want to collab with this person, but numbers. I don't want them to think I'm like doing the numbers thing because I see people as people. I hate the term clout chaser. I think that's so stupid. I think, especially in certain circumstances, if people are genuinely clout chasing, that's one thing. But like, the VTubing community can very much feel like high school, where like people are like different ranks and hierarchies and stuff like that. And
If I
somebody who
speak,
didn't do is somebody who did not do very well with understanding that whole social hierarchy thing in high school. I'm like, oh God, what's going what's going on? So I tend to um hyper focus on being productive, especially since with ADHD, a lot of the things that we're told is you're not productive, you're lazy, like what's going on? So I like hyper focus on like, oh, I'm gonna clean, I'm gonna do a whole bunch of cleaning, and then I won't be working on content, and all of a sudden my brain will be like, oh shoot, the content. So then I'll hyper focus on just the content and I won't be cleaning and doing other stuff. And then I'll be like, I haven't exercised, I need to do that. And then I'm like super focused on like just exercising. So my focuses can definitely my focus can shift around a lot, and like finding a consistent friend group it can be very hard because sometimes people don't understand like I'm sorry I didn't respond immediately. It's not because I think I'm better than you or anything like that. Sometimes I just don't have the energy. Sometimes I'm busy. There's just a lot of different reasons why, you can't respond, but people don't understand that. And I can get that, but it can make having a consistent, stable friend group kind of hard. And being somebody who's dealt with uh not having a consistent friend group for a very long time, I get it. I'm used to it, but with VTube, I want to have like fun with it. Like I want to collab and share my community with different people and stuff like that. And my community, they are diehards. Like I will talk to them all the time about like what it's like having ADHD. Sometimes people will be like, "Food, I have a good day." I'm like, "Well, let's talk about it. What's wrong? Come sit down. What's wrong?" My community is very open. We talk about stuff because I don't want people to feel the way that I felt growing up and not really having a space to hang out. I want people to be open and to be able to talk about the things that they're going through, even if they're diagnosed or not. If there's just something that resonates with me, I can talk about that. And that's one of the reasons why I got into music, because while I couldn't understand socializing with people, I understood music. And there's like I listen to all different types of genre, and if I can't talk to people about what's going on, one thing I can do is, hey, what type of music do you listen to? I listen to all different types of music. That is an instant connection with just about anybody, unless they hate music, which in that case I don't know how to help you. But most people listen to some type of music, and so that's kind of that's my connection with people. We could talk about, you want to talk about breakcore, you want to talk about anything. I love to sit down and talk to people about music because they open up a lot about why they like this type of music, why they like this type of artist, and it's very easy to have a good conversation about some good music. So that's why I'm a DJ VTuber. I love music.
Love
I
it.
love
That's
music.
awesome.
But yeah, that and with my ADHD and stuff, sometimes I'll have like audio processing problems where sometimes it'll happen during stream. Like I'm listening to music or something. I'm like, I do not know what this is saying. Like, is this in English? I don't I don't know what this says. But then the next day I'll listen to it, it'll be completely fine. So my symptoms can kind of fluctuate depending on the day, but being somebody who's aware of like what I'm going through, I can kind of have a baseline like, hey, this is something that's happened in the past. Let me just add this to the little toolbox of stuff that I know is a pattern with myself and I can address it when it comes back up. So I'll have like audio processors. Sometimes I'll be sensitive to light to some degree. Like if there's flashing or something, like maybe randomly, I just will not be able to handle that. Um my symptoms, like I said, they can very much fluctuate. So it's just kind of a learning of like being vigilant of what I'm going through and just being able to put that in, like I said, a little box and be like, this is something I deal with. Uh, what did I do last time? Oh, okay, cool.
Mia.
But
Listen to
yeah,
Mia. And that's Mia. Much wrestling.
I'm done.
Oh no, you're good. You're good. That was very good. That was very interesting. Hearing you all stories, how it's affected you. I like how you all answered. I like this because you're all answering the questions. I have two questions for it instead of me answering the how it's affected you. You guys are just go right into it. Bless. I love that. I love that so much. So we're gonna get into being disabled or being chronically ill and VTubing. Now we're gonna mix the two subjects together. A lot of you've always already answered how has this changed your content. So I'm gonna go ahead and skip to one question that's been on my mind. Do you feel like as a VTuber, it has helped you produce better content, or has it helped you break out of shells? I know some people have already answered that, but I want to open the floor to that one because I just want to hear you all's perspective of how VTubing has helped you as with your conditions.
Ooh, 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 ooh.
Oh, whoever wants to go first.
Sorry, I had things to say.
Okay.
But I kind of briefly touched on this a little bit, but it's honestly given me a confidence boost, if anything. Like, well, I don't know if you know this, but I'm old. And
okay.
so my in real life appearances doesn't always look the best on camera. So there's that. But also, um, with me personally and my I guess me not being able to express certain expressions as well, like being able to like fix up my rigging settings, so like it'll capture the littlest smile as like a nice big grin, like and stuff like that, which is really like super fun. And also, you can have all these toggles for different expressions and stuff. So it kind of show like how I'm feeling inward, outward. Like it is because like I feel super comfortable with that. Like I just feel like these past 2 years of YouTubing I feel like I don't know, it's been like I feel like it's been more impactful that for me personally than like my other years of streaming, only because I feel like I can be more authentically me, if that makes any sense. If I don't have this one thing to worry about, like everything just kind of flows through and stuff. And I don't know, I feel like it shows more on my content. As I'm like making little silly little clips and having little silly moments and be able to multitask, which is hard for me to do. Multitasking, looking at chat, playing the game, addressing random person saying a thing. And like I said, it's not only allowed me to express who I am inside out loud, but It's just given me a more of a confidence boost in content-wise, and which can translate to in real life confidence too. And then it's like good. It's a positive feedback circle.
Mm-hmm.
It's been pretty cool.
That's wonderful. Who would like to go next?
I'll go next.
Hey.
For me, I wasn't really a content creator before. I was a fucking mosquito. Get out of here. Before I was a VTuber. Sorry.
You're good.
He had the audacity to fly right in front of my face. But like I've been writing for years and I've published a couple books, but really VTubing was just where I got my feet wet. And I do notice like it has its goods and its bads, but one thing I've also learned being on the other side of, like the more, I wouldn't call writing a quiet side of content creation, but it's definitely a lot different than streaming in general. Much less VTubing. Sorry, my brain, part of my epilepsy is I get brain fog sometimes.
You're
So you guys
good.
can just bear with me while my brain gets back on track. Oh, now I'm embarrassed. All right, we're good.
No.
We're
Never
good.
feel. This is a
We're
safe
chill.
space. This is a
We're
safe space.
vibing.
I understand. I have brain fogs too. This is a safe
Yes.
space. If you have to pause, we're here for you. We're supporting you. You are loved. You are valid. So
I appreciate that.
you're good to go whenever you're ready.
Yeah. Yes, VTubing. But I have like when it was just the writing, it was, I guess it was a little easier for me to do content. Because it's whatever's in my brain. It's whatever's in my head. And if one day I'm not feeling well enough, then well, I can always write that chapter tomorrow. That kind of thing. But with streaming, it's very different, especially if like you're getting income from it. If it's your job, like, which that's always a slippery slope. It doesn't matter what your passion is. The moment it turns into a job, you got to be careful because you don't want to experience burnout. And that was one thing I was struggling with a lot with my writing when I actually started VTubing, was I was just kind of out of ideas. And VTubing kind of opened up doors. Like, I was never really into anime. Like, I was able to watch Sailor Moon as a kid, but then I got epilepsy. So I developed epilepsy. So now I can't, I wasn't really able to, like, and I still can't revisit the classics, which makes me really sad. But I did have my best friend, she went back to the first Sailor Moon episode and put a filter over it, over all the flashy parts, the transformation scenes, so I could watch it, and it was really, really sweet of her. But we, I'm noticing more and more, and I guess by extension also the gaming sphere, like my journey in VTubing has led to a lot of positive changes, and it makes me very happy. It makes me happy to think about all the different ways, which as I'm so sorry. Names Fate. Yeah. Yes, Fate. Okay. I just make sure I got the name right.
Yeah, you got it right.
It's a confidence boost that helps you like into your real life. I'm more. I'd like to think I'm more like open about my humor and stuff. Like I'm more. I just say it off the cuff instead of freaking out and thinking, is this the right time? 9 times out of 10, it's not. But that one time that I do get that laugh in, I'm really proud of myself for. But yeah, a lot of my content, again, I'm repeating myself at this point, but yeah, a lot of my content is just as a VTuber. I never was courageous enough to try and do face cam or even just my voice. I do know, like, it has helped with my writing style as well too. Like, I have noticed my writing has evolved since I started VTubing, which is really nice because it does kind of open you up to a different, not only just a different demographic, but also different lifestyles, different meme cultures, different cultures in general, And it's really interesting now that I sit and think about it. I never really did that before. Like, it has changed my writing style for the better, in my opinion.
Good.
But yes.
That's wonderful. Who we want to go? We got 2 down, right? I just have to make sure.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Whew. Okay, I'm good. 3 to go. 2 to go. All right.
You're Gucci.
Who would like to go next?
I can go.
Okay.
I can go. like I've already said, it kind of acts as like a buffer for me.
Mhm.
But I will say I think it has improved my content in general. Um, I don't tend to like get hung up on things anymore. When I first started VTubing particularly, I was quiet. I was very quiet, and like I would ignore comments because I was scared to respond to
It
people.
means to me.
It was like because it's kind of like having a conversation. And I would ignore people a little bit, but like the more I did it, the more comfortable I felt with it, and I think being a VTuber really helped with that because
Can you give me
I
a
don't.
moment? There's a random video that keeps playing and I don't know where it is. Give me one
Yeah,
quick
go
second.
ahead.
Why is it playing? I don't know why. And it keeps popping up randomly and I think it's my TikTok. And I thought I closed
Oh.
it's another window. It's another damn window I opened up. Give me one second. Okay, I found it. All right, cool. We're good. All right, keep going.
But VTubing is not my first like content creation rodeo. I've been on social media platforms for a hot minute now, and it started with cosplay. I really wanted to do cosplay. The second I found out cosplay was a thing, I was like, oh, I don't have to be myself. I can be other people. And I think that really helped with the socialization. The first 2 years that I was stuck on the couch. We did go to a couple of conventions, just a couple, and I had a lot of fun. And I think being able to cosplay really helped with that. But I do want to say one thing: content creation is freaking exhausting.
Yes.
Recently, ever since I've been really serious about the streaming. Um, I feel like I have to make clips and I have to upload them everywhere to try and bring more people in. Um, like I said, networking is really hard for me. So like directly contacting people is like difficult. So I'm kind of like hoping that people see what I do and they come to me.
Mhm.
But that has been time management has been like one of my biggest hangups right now because it's watching back videos, it's
Yeah.
making the clips, it's editing the clips, it's scheduling
Mhm.
uploads. And that with right now is convention season, so we're going to all sorts of conventions and running panels, and I'm so short on time. Which that being said, I do not know how people are VTubers and work a full-time job. Like I do not know how people do that. Because that is insane. But I think I think it's elevated it a little bit because now I have a better understanding for technology. Um, like OBS Studio,
Yeah.
I learned some basics from a friend, but like the bulk of it, especially after I became a VTuber, that's all on me. I had to learn that all by myself. Um, and I think that helps with the content creation, particularly with like videos and stuff. And this is a little honk. Like I'm gonna gas myself up just a little bit.
Oh yeah. No,
We
gas
do
yourself
have.
up.
I'm a part of a YouTube channel as well called Unlockable Content, and um our boss guy, he hired us as social media manager, and she's been pushing us to make shorts, which is part of the reason why I started really going at it. And it's not my VTubing stuff that picked up, but recently, um, I made a series of cosplay creation videos for my Nifty cosplay from Hasbin Hotel.
Oh
And
yes, I saw the mask.
I
The
want to
mask
see
looks.
it. I want to
Can
see it.
hold on. Can you put the picture in the group and then I can
yeah,
share it with
yeah.
everybody?
Yeah, let me pull up Discord on
While
my
you're
phone.
doing that, I can like set that up really quickly. Hopefully, I don't accidentally share something I'm not supposed to share. I have a history of doing that. Give me a second while you're doing that part. But you can
But
keep talking.
when I uploaded that skyrocketed us. We were close to 1,000 subs. We are now almost at 2,000.
Nice.
One of those parts of my Nifty videos is now sitting at like 300,000 views. Like I've never experienced those kinds of numbers before. And I think part of that is because like I'm getting a lot better at content creation. Where the
Yeah.
heck
Good
are all of my
job.
photos? Oof, I got like
Yeah, take your time. It's all good.
Where are you, Pete?
I don't remember where you posted it. I know what you're talking about. The nifty mask from Hasbin. Is Hasbin?
Yee.
It's Hasbin. I get Hell of a Boss and Hasbin confused because same animation. So I'm just like,
They
which one
both
is
start
which?
with H.
Yeah,
too.
'cause
Yeah,
from
they
the-
both start with H. That
That
doesn't
did
make
me
it
no
Megan.
favors. That
Oh
did
my
me no
gosh.
favors at the start.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Hold on. Yeah, as soon as you okay, there it is. Let me share with if you're okay with me sharing.
Yeah, no, it's cool.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
I know it seems a little silly that I'm a VTuber considering like not only have I been cosplaying for like way longer than that, and I've had like billions of people watch me on TV. It feels a little silly, but I love being a
Oh God,
VTuber.
it took up the whole screen. 1 second. My
Very
pictures
I mean-
tend to range from small to huge depending on the quality. Let me show y'all.
To be fair, hybrid VTubers do exist for a reason.
Yeah,
There you go, everyone.
and I hit you with a full body one too.
Oh, you
Knocking
did?
stuff over.
So
Can I
Yeah.
just lock this so I can stay at that quality? OBS, I don't know why you're like this. I don't know why you're like this. Give me a second, y'all.
Yeah, I threw this together in like a week before the con. I was like, you know what? I need to do a new costume. What's popular? Hasbin Hotel, love that show.
Yeah. That
Let's
is
do
like
it.
a big popular show. There you go. Oh, it did. It locked. Look.
Ah, it looks great.
It looks great. No, you look
Ew.
amazing. You look amazing.
But
go ahead.
so what I ended up doing at that convention is I also was cosplaying Giru from Ace Attorney
Mhm.
that weekend. I learned how to make balloon animals.
Is that the clown girl?
Yes.
That's so, I was like, wait, is that the big boob clown girl?
Yes, it is.
Okay. She was
and I
very
learned-
popular for a couple weeks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she was. I learned how to make balloon animals, like balloon dogs. And I handed them out as Giru, and then I realized that Nifty, like, this is her pilot outfit. I realized she had the little poodle dog on her skirt, and I was like, you know what? I could keep doing this. And I did. I made so many people's day. So many people were so excited that I just, like, was handing out, like, balloon animals.
That's so cute.
Bro,
I-
that would have made
I
my
love that.
con. That would have
Right?
made my con. If
I
if
had
a
fun
cosplayer was
doing
giving
that.
out balloons.
And there was a girl, she was cosplaying as Freddy Fazbear. She cried. She was like, "You've made my entire con." I was like, that's why I do it. I think part of the reason why I do content creation in general is because I want to uplift and inspire other people, especially people who are plus size, who have mental illness or are chronically ill just like me. Like that's what I want to do. I want to uplift and advocate for others.
That's wonderful.
It feels so good, you know?
It does. It's a very nice
does.
feeling to help other people, and I keep telling my community to help people, do charity.
Yeah.
And last but not least, who we have last? Because my memory's bad.
Me.
Okay, Boo. Okay. I didn't forget you this time. I was actually. I didn't forget. I just can't. I got a goldfish memory. I'm sorry. I do have brain fog, so I'm like doing my best. Okay.
No, you're
All right.
good. You're
Okay.
good.
The question. What was the question again? I'm sorry.
No, you're so real for that. You're so real. It was something like, how does VTubing help with?
Yeah, how did it change
yeah,
your content?
okay.
Oh yeah, how do they change your
Yeah.
content? How do they
Yeah.
change your content? Because
Um,
it also this question also goes in how it's helped you as a disabled creator. So like, we're answering two questions at one time. So this is great. Yeah, go for it. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. I being a VTuber just allows me to put out more content. I'm able to do more stuff since I opened with. I don't have to worry about like getting ready. I can just walk. I can just get right out of bed, bonnet still on, and just like
I was
it's
about to
just
say, yeah,
straight, like it's crazy. But I think also I tell my community all the time the way that I am on stream is the way that I am in real life. Like there's no for some people, you know, the VTubing is the aspect of like being able to be somebody else and be removed. For me, it's kind of the opposite. I'm just myself. I just don't have to worry about turning my camera on. That's literally it. Like if I was to turn my camera on right now, I would be the exact same. My personality has always been very like outgoing and loud. I was a theater kid. I used to audition and sing and do. I was at everything. So and then streaming just like the dopamine hit. Hello? Like I can have all these alerts and flashing lights and colors and silly sounds and everything. Somebody spends points and then this thing happens. I'm like, excuse me? Like this is for me. This is it. This is like this is what I love to do. And like if I'm having like a little bit of a bad day, I can go on twitch.tv and I can do whatever and just have fun. Like that is so cool. That is so awesome, especially since, you know, like this is something that potentially could turn into like a career. Like I do I'm a full-time VTuber and musician. I usually like I live off commissions and stuff, so I'm usually always like the background doing people's like music and stuff. But like it's so cool. Like when I get a commission and someone's like, "Oh, here's all of my VTuber lore. Can you make something that sounds like this? I don't care what the genre is. Just make this sound like this." I'm like, "Yeah, that's so cool. I love that, especially
Are
since
your
I know
DMs
nothing."
open?
Yeah, I was about to
Right?
say. I was about to say. Do you
Right.
have a link
I
so
can
we can
put-
give
I can put-
everyone?
Yeah, I have
Yeah,
a
put in the
card.
group.
I'll put that
Put,
in.
put in the group. I'll share
Um,
Sorry to
but,
interrupt. I was just like, I
Oh
won't
my-
forget again.
I have a live stream debut. I need some new
I was
music.
about to say. I was like, get your
I
yourself.
got a
Um,
lore video. I got a lore video that
let
needs
me
some
see.
background sound.
Get your stuff.
This-
we
this-
we here to
This
celebrate
my
y'all.
card, and then
Okay.
that's my commission card, and then this is
Okay.
my regular stuff where all my
Commission
music and
card.
stuff
Okay,
is.
Okay.
But
Hell yeah.
it's
me
so
check this out real
especially since how I got into making music. I don't know nothing about music theory, any of that stuff. I have and I have to remember it's like synesthesia, something like that, where I hear stuff and I see colors in my head. I don't know nothing about music theory. I'm like, I'm gonna make something that sounds like blue, and I make it, and hey, it works. Something's doing right. But I'm just so grateful that there is a medium out here that I'm able to kind of shape to how I would approach content creation, because literally one of the only things that was holding me back before from making like streaming and stuff like that was because like I didn't feel like doing face cam, and I've done some face cam streams here and there. They were fine. I just don't feel like it. Like I just want to just worry about the content. And hey, if I want to do a face cam stream, do that, I'll do that. But that's not my main focus. Like I'm on that grind set. Like I don't have time to worry about like taking my hair out of my protective style so that I don't look crazy on camera. Like I just want to go. But I have a VTuber model. I can just go. Now, the issue with that is that since I have ADHD, I'm also a lot more prone to burnout. So when I do get burnt out, it can be kind of like, all right, I'm sitting in bed. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't feel like doing music. I don't feel like doing anything. But having a community that's so understanding, and they know the deal. Like if I'm gone for a little bit, they're like, oh, she'll be back eventually. And I'm like lurking in my Discord. Like if I don't feel like streaming, then maybe I'm like doing something in Discord or something. They just know the deal already. But I love the ups and downs of content creation. I will take the ups and downs of content creation over a regular 9-to-5 any day, because I just don't have the patience to just work. Like a lot of times people will say like, oh, you do like content creation. What's the backup plan? There is no backup plan. Like this is going to work. I'm putting my blood, sweat, and tears into this. Like this is the ideal situation. I'm just gonna have to make it work. Like
Heck yeah.
it's just gonna have to make it work. So I am so grateful for VTubing and content creation and just being able to be myself, where one of the main things that was holding me back from putting out content was executive function. Because that's my biggest op. That is my biggest enemy. Because me and executive function, we be going at it all the time. So if I can do something where it gets rid of that part, I'm all for it. Sign me up. So yeah.
Be your own boss in the end, because that's what it is.
Period. Period.
Okay, that is everyone. I just have to make sure, because I'm okay. So we only have like we're gonna combine another question together before we do our closing for everyone. So my question is to you all. Do you suggest we've already heard you guys are dealing with your disabilities and chronic illness. This VTubing is always already suggested. Let's just put that on the table. That question's already answered itself. What tips can you give to others that may want to become a VTuber as a creator or as a disabled creator and things like that? What tips would you give?
May I
Well,
give one that automatically jumps to my brain?
I love
Sorry,
how
I
everyone wanted to
interrupted.
talk on that one.
Yeah,
Let's go.
no, my bad.
No, you good. Y'all
Oh,
good.
no.
Abby?
Okay, I wasn't sure.
You're good.
I would say it's don't be afraid to start off small. You don't need a big moving model. You don't need overlays. You don't need a starting soon screen that's custom for your character. You don't need a custom model. You know, a lot of like I said, I started with a PNG. You know, and a lot of people use free to use or pay to use that you're allowed to alter models. You know, to VTube. You know, and hell, heck, you don't even need to start off with a PNG tuber. You can just start off with just your voice, you know, and a little stick figure in the bottom corner if you really want something there, you know. And also, YouTuber doesn't just apply to 2D and 3D VTubers. Like, if you're a PNG tuber, if you're an animal tuber, like, you know, full animal instead of just like the hybrid that I am, you know, pony human. It the term VTuber, it really does. It's an umbrella term, and I think people, you know, I've really been enjoying seeing how crazy people get with their designs. Like I saw one that's just literally an eyeball monster, like Hermaeus Mora from Elder Scrolls. It was fantastic. I was like, this is amazing. Like just the different things that people can think of. But yeah, that's my biggest thing. Don't be afraid to start small. Doesn't have to all be perfect.
I'm gonna co-sign on that. That's pretty much all I was gonna say too. When I was waiting in between, like when I decided to be a VTuber when the 3D model wasn't working, while I was waiting for my PNG model to be commissioned, I just used a still image. I just still image, and you don't really need anything. And if there's no problem with just trying. If you're interested in being a VTuber and you think it might be something for you, by all means, just do all the free, easy to do stuff and then just test it out. See if it's for you. There's always going to be time to go back and create a character that you have in mind to like give them lore, give them, you know, a personality or any of that kind of stuff. You don't have to worry about that from the get-go if you're just curious and you just want to like dip your toe in the water. There's plenty of resources. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Let me just say something. I'm sorry. I do run ads, everyone. The reason why I run ads is stayed in the thing. This video will be uploaded on YouTube. So if you miss anything, I'm terribly sorry. Medicine is not cheap. So
yeah, you get your bread. You get your bread.
Medicine's not cheap. That's why I run ads even through these talks. So I do appreciate you all sitting through the ads. I'm so sorry that you have to sit through the ads, but medicine's not cheap. Keep going. I just want to make that note.
such is the nature of content creation. Just saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a necessary evil.
Unfortunately,
yeah. But yeah, no, that was pretty much all I had to say. It was just try it. Just dip your toe in. Just get some free assets and run with it. See how you feel.
And
yeah,
I can. Sorry, no, finish.
And you don't have to get like affiliate right out the gate either. Like if you're doing it on Twitch, you don't have to like. Don't worry about that. Just do it and see how you feel about it. And if you feel like it's something you really want to do and you want to take seriously, then you can start worrying about all that other stuff.
Yes, 100%. I always say that build your community first and then worry about that stuff later. And like the best advice that I can give for like if you like say you reach affiliate and you want to go for partner, don't burn yourself out. That's all I gotta say. Don't make my mistakes. Please don't be like me. I'm a victim of my own mess. Okay, don't push yourself. Gradually grow into your community. Make your community go, but don't burn yourself. I burnt myself out real bad. Tritz can tell you.
Yes, I saw it happen.
I was denied 8 times. Don't do what I did. Don't make my mistake. That's what I gotta say. Okay, next.
I'll jump in. I'll jump in here real quick. just to put it bluntly, just do it. Like, just start. Like, just, I'm a very blunt person. People be like, food, how'd you get started? You just do it. Like, you just do the thing. It doesn't matter. I don't care if, oh, people be like, oh, but food, my computer. Listen, there's probably some sort of web-based, so like, Google Plus isn't a thing anymore. People used to get on Google Plus and they used to have a Google Hangouts call and they used to stream that. That's how some people get started. I don't hack your DS. Okay, I don't know. Just do it. Like, just homebrew your DS if you got to do it. Just figure out if you want it bad enough, you'll figure it out. Like, just do it. Like, you don't have to have the overlays. You don't have to have the thing. It's very easy to get very caught up in seeing other features. They're like, but I can't start because I don't have a stinger transition to it. No, it does not matter. Like, if nobody's looking, you're putting in a lot of resources into something, and you're not gonna know if you really, really like it if you don't do it. Like, a lot of people will sink a lot of money into a model, all that stuff, and then they start streaming. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna graduate next week. This isn't for me. You have to stream and create some form of content to know if you would like to do that. Just do the thing, and you'll grow as you need to. Like, if you really about it, if your computer really can't handle some stuff, get some RAM here, save up and get a little bit of RAM here, upgrade this part here, and come into what your brand is as you do it. But if you have no experience, then there's no point. Like, you just have to do the thing and figure out what works for you. What works for one person is not going to work for the other. Some people like streaming on Twitch. Some people like streaming on YouTube. Some people, there are so many different platforms you could try streaming on. If you don't like doing that, stream on TikTok. Make short form content. There are so many different ways to make content that just not starting is just not an excuse. If you want to do the thing, do the thing. If you can't do the thing right now, plan it. And when you can do the thing, but start small. Because content creation can get kind of expensive when you're worried about, I don't have the proper lighting that does this specific angle. Nobody cares. As long as your audio works, most people don't even care about the visuals too much. Like, as long as your mic is decent and you can be perceived, like, it's fine. So just do the thing. Figure out if you actually like the thing and be consistent, because a lot of reasons why people don't grow and do stuff is because they're not consistent. Like, being a content creator is less of a numbers game and more of a consistency game, because somebody can have a whole bunch of numbers and then just drop off the face of the earth. Like, it doesn't, like, be consistent and figure out what works for you. Don't stream every day. If you want to do that and it's healthy for you, do that. If you need to stream a couple days a week, fine. If you only stream an hour, do that. You don't have to start out doing like 8, 9, 10 hours. Like, that's not, content creation works with you if you work with it. You got to tailor things to how you work and don't burn yourself out, especially if you're a VTuber with disabilities. Like, you have to tailor things to work. It'll work for you, but you have to work for it. Like, you have to tailor things. So just do it and figure out what you do and don't like. And that's pretty much all it comes down to. Be consistent in a way that is healthy for you. I'm done.
Listen to yourself.
I just put in my chat for content creators. Those are websites that I personally use to get keys for games. It doesn't have to be expensive either. Like, there are sites that offer keys for games that you can play. So if you all want to look at that list, that is the full list I use to get free games. 90% of the time I do not pay for my games. And a lot of the times they don't even look at CCV. So take the time, look at that, save yourself some money.
Please do.
Save yourself some money. And it's all about investing in yourself when you're a content creator. And if you have a crappy computer starting out, invest in yourself later on, and then grow and grow and grow, and then write that off on your taxes. Who's next?
That part's very
Please
important.
don't forget
that.
Oh my gosh, when I learned all the things that I could write off, I was like, oh, you just sit down.
I got to do it for the first time this year. I got to write off my stream deck. I was so excited.
Yay! Hooray!
Fate, did you go?
Oh, I haven't gone yet.
Okay, good. Okay, I was right. Yes, I'm getting better.
Well, I got two things.
Okay.
Two things. One of them kind of playing off something what everyone else has said, but well, I guess I was gonna say, like, with free stuff, but honestly, like, when you're first starting out, like, that's like the perfect time to like experiment. I'm not just saying that because I'm a scientist VTuber. Honestly, like,
So on brand.
like, I know it's all on brand. but like I don't know, like you do do it just chatting, play adventure games, play action-y things, like I don't know, do art. Like there's like honestly, when you're first starting out, I was like, the world's your oyster. Like don't be to try to try something, see if you like it. If you don't like it, try something different. Like it's like it's and don't be scared to fail. Like failure is part of the journey, so to speak. Like if you feel like, oh no, like like I didn't like this thing, I didn't like, no, just try something different or do a little differently. I don't know. Like sometimes that's how I kind of figured out what kind of genre I like and stuff, and what kind of content I like and what I don't like to do. So but you're starting out, that's super easy to do. So don't be discouraged early on if things don't play out the way you wanted to, but just take some time to work things through that. But another big thing I feel like I know we're all talking here about how our different disabilities and conditions affect our VTubing and affect our streaming and stuff. And I feel like there's a lot of I feel like if you're starting out, whether or not you have a condition or something, like disclose only as much as you feel comfortable doing. Like I know there's a lot of pressure to like, be completely open and honest with like everything going on in your life, but some people it's okay to be private. It's totally
Yeah.
okay to keep your personal things, personal life, personal and stuff. And if you disclose, that's do it on your terms and stuff, because I feel like it's really hard to close that box once you open it up, and if you don't feel comfortable with that information not being out there and stuff. And you have to think about yourself, your personal safety. Like I like to talk about I talk about my job all the time because I love my I love what I do. But I don't there's specific things I don't disclose purposely because I don't want people looking up where I work and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
Like um and like I mentioned I am autistic and stuff, but like I haven't really mentioned like my in real life name or my last name or like anything like where I live and that sort of thing, because
You're protecting yourself.
enough like enough information, and if and people will pinpoint, be like, oh, this you that you don't need that in your life. So like I said, only disclose what you're comfortable doing. You don't have to do everything at once. I feel like there's a lot of pressure again, like with even with me and my autism, like I'm super comfortable talking about it because I've been living with it for like eons at this point. Like,
Right.
again, I'm old. So like I'm super comfortable talking about it, but I know a lot of people like have it, but never talk about it. Never mention it. Maybe every once in a while be like, oh yeah, this, but they don't. But you don't have to like, be like that champion. You could just be, normal Joe playing on Fortnite if that's what you want to do. Like that's totally okay. But that's kind of really all I was thinking about and stuff, because like it's great that we're all super comfortable talking about it, but I know I was like,
happy.
do I have to? Like, you don't have to. It's fine. You can be the creator you want to be, I guess safely.
I'm so happy that you all came here today and were comfortable in talking about your stories, and everyone got to come in and listen to your stories. We're getting into the closing section, unfortunately, of
Womp womp.
Womp Womp.
That was quick.
It's actually
was very
we've been
quick.
here for an hour and a half.
No, we haven't. No.
Yeah,
no.
it's 7:30.
My
Right,
timeline
there it
is
is,
really doing this
1:38.
right
Oh my
now.
gosh.
Yeah, we've actually been talking for an hour and a half. I was so good at timing. Yes. Okay. I'm proud of that. So we're getting to the close. So mean that we're gonna open open the floor up to some questions. If anyone has any questions in the chat to ask any of our lovely guests that we have going on here. Also, before we do that, I just want to shout out that Food is also nominated in the Black VTuber Awards.
Oh yeah.
So Food is nominated
Hey, yo.
for Charity Champion, and Food is nominated for Committed Community Award. So please, if you can, take the time to vote for Food. For the Black VTuber Awards. I know we're going against each other in the category, and that's fine. I like competition. Competition's healthy. I hate competition. What am I talking about? It makes me anxious. Anyway, But please, y'all take the time to vote for food, for community champion and community. That would be great. I just wanted to shout that out real first before we go into the next and final part, which is we're gonna open the floor to chat. If you have any questions to ask. Friendly competition. That's what I like. I just get anxious.
Yeah.
Some people are like, it's a war show. You gotta vote. I'm like, I'm like, I don't like that. I don't want people to hate each other. Anyway, so we're opening the floor up to people. Before we get into our closing, everyone tells us, where can they find it. But if you have any questions, you jumped the gun with your questions, right? What was your question? Go ahead and ask your question. It is freaking hot in my room because I'm so excited. I'm so happy how this has come off, and I was so nervous about hosting this. I was like, I'm gonna do this with people, and like I've never done this before, so this is.
Yeah, I usually don't collab with people. I'm usually in my own little corner. I'm like, you know what? Let me support the mutual. Let me think. But I love talking about content creation and this type of stuff. I was like, oh, this is right up my alley to get back into talking to people. So let's do that.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. That's an interesting question. So Raya has asked, so how does one make a PNG tuber? Like, does the little voice activation work? You don't have to answer that right now if you don't have the time to get into specifics, but I'm curious. Also, thank you everyone who has already answered.
I love PNG to bring. I started out small. Like I said, I just used an image I had. Really, it's as simple as all you really have to have is a closed mouth photo and an open mouth photo. And then there's like I used a VideoTube Mini. I don't know what anybody else used, but I use VideoTube Mini because it's free. It's free. OBS is free. And it really you just plug and play. You just pop your images in there, and it picks up your the way it works is it picks up the audio from your mic, whatever mic you have, and it just makes your image move. And my PNG tuber has 4 other expressions, and for just like a bust up with 4 additional expressions, I think it was like $65. You don't have to go that beefy, obviously. But there are a ton of artists out there who would love to make you a PNG tuber. I guarantee it. And if you hunt hard enough or you look hard enough, you will find somebody in your price point. Or there's also like free to use stuff out there. There's still free to use assets, including PNG tubing. So definitely look into that if you're interested.
Anyone else would like to answer? Oh, that may have answered the whole question, but
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that kind of did.
okay. Okay. Does anyone in the audience or the chat have any questions for our guests about VTubing, living with chronic illness, or just shooting the shit? Anyone? I swear so much. I'm gonna get demonetized on VTube on like YouTube for this. It's not gonna get seen. I want the algorithm to actually be nice and like see these people. So I need to stop swearing. Anyway, what is it like for y'all to be so beautiful, and how much do you love and hate editing?
I see the Riz.
I am lucky on that second front because I tried to learn video editing, and so I have 2 different types of seizures. I have my epileptic seizures, and then I have they're called psychogenic. Some people call them pseudo seizures, non-epileptic. There's a bunch of different terms. But the way it was explained to me is basically when you're having a panic attack and it just gets to be too severe, your brain defaults to what it knows, and it knows to have a seizure when it's getting overwhelmed. So that's what it does.
You're unlocked.
Yes. And I won't lie, there have been a few stress seizures from editing. So I
can imagine.
I was able to actually reach out to a really good friend, and she's helping me out with my editing. But awesome. Yeah, the hardest part for me, aside from like trying to think of all the things to do with your edits, because like you sit down with your VOD and you're like, okay, this is like 4 hours of content and I need to smoosh. How? Like that's where my brain fizzled. I did not make it past that part.
Oh no.
And then
Relatable.
there was the idea of having to listen to my voice back.
Oh,
And
I
it's like,
hated
no
that.
thank you. No thank you.
Does anyone else
Yeah.
in the chat have any questions?
I hate video editing, and I
Oh, go
refuse
ahead,
to do
sorry.
it unless it's short form content.
I
was
use the
muted.
Twitch
That's
one.
all I can do.
I
I
use
can't
the
do
Twitch
short form.
one. I just grab the Twitch edit thing. I make I use the clip and
Mm-hmm.
just push it
Mm-hmm.
on. I can't edit. My husband is learning editing, and I'm just like,
So,
I'm looking at him doing it, and it makes my head hurt.
so I use Twitch's thing. Thank God for that, because that thing has been a lifesaver. And I pop that into CapCut. I turn on captions. Every once in a while, I'll add like a GIF to kind of like accentuate something. And I might add background music depending on what game it is. And that is it. That is it. That is all the effort I have. That is all anyone gets from me. But long form editing, I refuse to do it. I can't. It's like torture. It's so tedious, and I don't know what I'm doing half the time. I hate it.
Yeah, so when I first started with content creation, I had always thought I didn't think I was gonna be in front of the camera. I thought I was gonna be like an editor for somebody. So I know like 3 different editing softwares and stuff like that. But when you're doing like music and streaming, and it just becomes way too much. And so I used to like I can do the fancy stuff in After Effects. And I was like, well, man, nobody has time for that because it just takes way too much time, and I've just gotten kind of lazy with my editing. I don't really do long videos that much anymore, just for time. Like if I had the time, then I would be able to sit down and do it. But I don't feel like taking my ADHD medication every single time I would like to edit something, because I don't like just taking my ADHD medication just to take it. Like I kind of want to like, okay, I'll sit down and be productive for a little bit, but then I also kind of want to like free roam is what I call it. Free roam.
roaming, I like that.
Yes, that is fantastic.
But one thing I've learned is that loud definitely equals funny on the internet still. That's still
Yeah.
a
Yes.
thing. I am very
Yes.
loud, and a lot of my clips are just me being loud. So I can just kind of get away with putting the clip into my editing software, finding where the waveforms are very loud, clipping those things together, and just like finding some trending audio on TikTok, taking that and putting it other places. I got it. It's fine. Loud equals funny is what's carrying me right now.
uh, can I say a little something? I
Go
guess.
for it. Go for it.
Well, you see, I have a on off again relationship with editing. I guess like I haven't done like long term form content. I guess it's more of a like what do people want to see. But as far as like short form stuff, it depends. On some streams, I feel like, oh, I like, did I do something funny? Like, did I clip something? Did I put something in there? Like, so sometimes I had to search for stuff, and I was like, ugh, I don't want to do that. But every once in a while, something will just hit my brain and was like, oh, I have an idea, and then like I literally will sit down again, the hyper focus moment, and just 3 hours later, churn out a new short. Not actually 3 hours, but a little time later, and it's like internship is 3 in bed. But does I have to finish the video now, or little clip now, or I'm gonna forget what I was thinking, and it's not gonna happen. And it's but once I gotta get it rolling, I get it rolling. But it's I don't always have the energy for it because I do work for full time. I work as a lab manager at a research lab, so that takes up a lot of mental energy, even more than anything. Like when some days I come home and I'm like, I need my brain just needs to not work at all, period, and just play game. That's what I do as my. And there's some weeks where it's lighter. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to do more work, but not actually work. It's stream work, so it doesn't feel like work. At least right now. But so it's I guess it really just depends on my work situation. Is like as far as like how much energy reserves I have left for the streaming side of things. For me, my streaming's not is like a hobby for me, so I kind of do things as I make room for, I guess, so to speak. So, and it's totally valid. And Yeah, it just like I said, it just depends on how much reserves I have from the work week, which makes weekends amazing because suddenly I have all the energy because I'm not working.
I think we got through everyone for that one, right? Right?
I think so.
Okay, great.
I believe
Okay.
so.
so.
Whew. Okay, we're doing good.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
Someone asks, who is a creator that inspires you throughout the VTubing journey?
Oh, well, that's an easy answer. It's Tiffany Witcher.
Tiffany
Oh, you
Witcher.
lying. You lying. Don't lie to me right
No,
now.
but
No,
seriously, it is. It
it
seriously
really
is for
is.
me, at least. Yeah.
It really is. Like when I first get it started, I was like, wait, I think I know a VTuber. And like you were a lot of my inspiration. Like I saw your design, I saw like your lore, I saw like what you played, and I was like, I can do this. And I just started coming up with plans for myself. I was like, I'm gonna do it too. Yeah, I was like always I was always like creeping on you. Not in a weird way, but like in a admiration kind of way, like
No,
I
I'm a serial lurker. So I get what you're saying. Yeah, like the like admiring, but not really.
it was very inspirational essentially. It's like I saw like where you started and then where you got where you are now, and I'm like, I'm gonna do that. So it was just really motivational. It really pushed me to like actually take it seriously. And I'm really glad I did it. I really am.
I'm not starting to cry. Okay, cool. Anyone else want to answer that question?
Um, with obviously you being, because like we do share the Stream for Epilepsy program.
Yeah.
We share that background, and it's really nice getting to see. And I was kind of talking about it today. Like it's nice to see someone who struggles with the same thing you do and see what they achieve and be like, okay, I can do that too.
Yeah.
The other VTuber that I look up to is my best friend May Dawn. She puts so much work and effort into her streams, and it's just like, man, she also has a chronic illness, and it's like all these amazing people can do all these amazing things, and it just inspires me to take the skills that I already have and try to build off of them more like they are. And it's really cool getting to see all the different ways that you guys come up with, you know, incentives and fun ways to interact with stream and things like that. It's always an inspiration to me, and I really like it. So, yeah, those would be my two people, my homies.
Whoops.
I saw
You know
Trish
what?
just do
That was
something in the corner of my
fantastic.
eye.
That was fantastic. I don't know what toggle that was, but
It wasn't. I went to move my window and it resized it instead of moving it.
oh yeah.
Anyone else would like to answer the? I think the question was, who inspires you throughout your VTubing journey?
Oh, my husband. Can I add my husband onto there?
Of course.
Yeah,
Spouses
he
and
inspires
partners are valid.
inspires me every day. Honestly, he is the reason I do this. Like there have been many times where I'm like, I can't do this, and he's like, you can do this. Don't delete your channel. Get your finger off the button. But definitely is the reason I'm able to do this. He keeps me grounded, keeps me sane. You know, if something gets triggered, he's there to make sure I don't have a seizure. If I do, I'm safe.
That's
So
awesome.
it's really nice to have that support system as well. And like with my parents, because my parents both know I VTube, and as you saw, my mom shows up, and it's really nice to, because it's good to have those people that inspire you, but it's also good, in my opinion, to have those people that are there in the physical, that are helping you in the now. You
Yeah.
know?
I saw that in Malice too. He's always there for Tiffany. And I'm like,
Yes.
I was so excited when he was like, I'm gonna stream. Yay! I was so excited. Because it's like,
Every
power
time I see
couple.
like the, oh, sorry, I interrupted.
No, it's cool. It's cool. I'm just gushing.
Well, because like I saw one of their posts, one of Malice's posts, when I think you had a seizure, Tiffany.
Yeah, I did. I get
And
seizures.
I
Yeah.
saw, yeah, and I saw one of their posts saying, "Hey, this is Malice letting you know, Tiffany had
Yep.
a seizure. They'll be back another time." And I'm like, Oh, Toast does that too. It makes me so
Mhm.
happy. You know, you
Mhm.
got
It's
you
good
got
to have
someone
that.
that
It's
yeah,
I'm
it's
very
like
lucky to have that. I always say that.
yeah, they're because like it's not only the emotional side of things and stuff, but it's also the knowing that there's another physical presence there to support you, whether it be a
Yeah.
partner or not. It's just
Yeah.
it really helps take off some of the load.
Yeah.
Malice, you shush. Support systems are equally as important.
We have this is a
Mm-hmm.
loving system that we have going on here. We're talking about things and like your Malice has his own stuff.
Mhm.
It's up to him when he wants to come out with that. But but no, it's a support system that we have going on. Does anyone else have any people that inspire you in the VTubing community? I think we only heard from 2 or 3. Numbers are hard.
I don't know about Foodie and Fate. I
Yeah,
don't.
the foodie.
Uh, I I don't, not really, because I kind of came into VTubing. Somebody showed me what it was, and I didn't
Mhm.
really get. I'm still trying to figure out what the community is and who is what and whatever. Like people mention VTubers, and I'm like, huh. So I'm slowly trying to like I'm slowly trying.
I
I'm kind of
s-
like I kind of describe myself as like I'm like cosplaying a little bit because like
Mhm.
people like will talk about stuff in the VTuber community. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like I'm here because I use a model. What are you talking about?
I feel
So
that
I'm
so
slowly
much.
trying to
oh
find my
my
way.
god,
Somebody
yes.
made me a PNG too, but I'm like, oh, this is like a thing. So I'm
Mhm.
slowly trying to like figure things out. I'm a regular content creator who just happens to have a model. I haven't really like fully gone into the whole VTuber thing. So
Yeah.
I'm trying
What
to
does that
navigate.
mean? What does it mean to go into the VTuber space?
Like
What does
when
that mean now?
people talk about like I think it's Oshis. Is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Yeah, Oshi,
Oh
I
yep.
don't know
yeah,
what
your
that is.
Oshi.
I
So
don't know.
it's I think my take on Oshi is basically what we've been talking about, like
Yeah.
that one
Yeah,
like
just
a person in the VTubing sphere that really inspires you.
yeah, just someone
Mhm.
you look up to.
Hmm.
I
Mhm.
Hmm.
Mhm.
see. Yeah, I'm still
Kind
trying
of
to.
like a senpai a little bit.
Yeah, yeah, kind of like a senpai.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out. I'm trying to study up on lore and like the history of the VTuber community, who did what, because they'll talk about, did you see what so and so did this? I'm like, what are you talking
Nah,
about?
you find
Who
to
is
stay out of
that?
that drama. It's
No,
Yeah,
you
okay.
stay
no,
away
it's
from that.
But
okay.
You
no,
stay
not
away
just
from
that, but
that.
just like not just in a negative way, but when people are talking about like people who have done things, I'm like, I don't know
Oh, I
what you're
think
talking about. Like I
yeah,
have
or
to
like
find out about like hollow freaking I don't know.
Hollow
V
Live
show,
and
hello
Nijis.
Joe. Yeah,
can
all
I
I'm
share?
studying. I'm studying up. I'm studying up for my test. If somebody tests me right now, I'm failing. So
No,
I need
you're
to
good. You're good. You're just coming into a space and like you're
yeah.
slowly learning. You're valid in that. I felt I've been VTubing for 4 years. Yes, 4 years coming up. Wow,
Wow.
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 4 years coming up. So like when I first got into space, I only knew one VTuber. That's the person who made my model. So like
Yeah.
I know nothing. So I feel you.
My first VTuber was Neanners, so
Oh
Okay.
right.
that was my first glimpse into
Yeah.
VTubing, and it was one of her toilet rating videos, and it just was like, oh, okay, so you can pretty much do anything as a
Yeah,
VTuber,
you can.
really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who was and
Oh.
Fate? Did you go?
Oh no. Uh, I mean, I don't. I won't lie. Like when I'm like I said, I work like 5 days a week, so like I am my only real time to like consume content is really like on my off days when I'm also streaming. But like
Oh.
I'll see glimpses of like people on my timeline and like clips here and there and stuff. But like I guess I haven't like the I think I don't I. I mean, I see Tiffany do some pretty cool stuff over here with the charities and shit. So that's oh
Yeah.
shoot, with and stuff. So that's really cool and stuff. But I was gonna say, uh, um, but like I don't know, like as far as like creators, I've been burned before about having like this person's really cool, and then they do something. I'm like, never mind, they're
Mhm.
not cool no more.
Yeah.
Mm,
Stuff and
Unfortunately,
it
I get
it
that does
that.
yeah.
happen.
it hurt, especially like for me as like I said, my own little circles kind of small. So like when there is someone that like I like and latch onto. I'm like I latch on. I'm like, ooh, like
Right.
I can actually super relate to this person. This is very rare. But then the last time it happened, it kind of just like, oh, never mind. Oh no. So kind of burned a little bit, but it's
Yeah.
okay. You know, there's still awesome people that I glance every once in a while and stuff, and kind of more like pick pieces off of what cool things I see work elsewhere. I'm like, you know what, I can make this me. So I mean, and that's gonna sound cliche, but 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 my boyfriend Pixelated Coder, he lives with me. And he's technically a creator because he Twitch and stuff.
Oh,
So like,
neat.
and he I don't know. He's like it's the I don't know. He's like great support system for me.
Aww.
I'm so glad you have that.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
like um and I don't know. Uh, but yeah, I guess long story short, not as far as like Ushi or whatever, like don't really have one of those, but I mean, there's lots of great, entertaining, awesome people out there, and maybe I guess to be determined if there's gonna be a slot up there someday. I don't know.
I mean, take your time. Take your time with finding
Yeah.
that one person that like really inspires you in the community. And like it took me a couple years to find people that I was like, "Oh, I like them. I'm going to watch them a
Hmm.
lot." So,
Yeah.
we do have one final question from the audience and then we're going to close out because the 2 hours is almost finally up.
Mhm.
The question is, what would you like to see over the next year for you as a VTuber?
Oh,
Um,
that's a really good question.
That's
for
a very
you,
good
your
question.
individual VTuber. I can't read. Hold on. Let me try this again. What would you like to see over the next year for your individual VTuber experience? Any goals, wishes, or etc.?
Ooh.
Ooh.
I like this
Um,
question.
Oh, I was gonna say I can most definitely answer this if nobody else wanted to start.
Go for it.
Go for
go
it.
for it.
Go for it.
I need to see more black people. I want to see more black
Oh,
people.
Yes!
The community so
Yes!
bad. I just want to see. I just want to see more black people so bad. This is a burning desire. I would like to see more black people. I want to see more black people in agencies. I want to see just more black people in the
yes.
VTuber community. Please, I would love that. More artists who draw black people and know how to rig people black like textured hair. I would love to see more representation. Yay, representation!
Yes.
Yay! That's what I want to see more of. Yay! My goal is to be one of those people who other black people or other like people of color when they look to see like I want to see other black VTubers or other VTubers of color who are doing great. I wanted them to be like, oh yeah, Fudaidi's really killing over there. So that's one of my goals for the next year. But please, black people, please, I would love to see. But I love black people. I love people of color. I want to see more people of color in the VTubing space. Please, thank you. Have a good one.
So while you're saying that, we have someone in the chat, one of my mods named Fitness to Cosplay.
Yes.
They have a group called the Melanin Mafia. If you want, I can connect you to. There's a Discord group of nothing but black VTubers, artists, and more. So that is a great way for you to find more black VTubers if you would like.
That is awesome.
That's
That is
fantastic.
awesome. I love to see it. I love to hear it. I love
Okay,
I love
I
to
will
see it. I love to
connect
see
you
it.
to. I will actually connect you to while the next person is talking. I'll kill two birds
Let's
with one stone.
go. Let's go. I love VTubing. Woo!
Yeah, Fitness is a great streamer too.
Fitness is also nominated in the Black VTuber Awards. Just want to say that. Okay, hold on. Let me connect you to who wants to go next?
I could go. I can go. I don't have a clear end goal since I am kind of just waiting on my live 2D model, but I would like at some point this year to like debut. I'm actually working on a lot of stuff right now for that debut. I've been making my own emotes. I'm even trying some animated emotes. I made my own overlay. I'm writing my lore right now. I've even got like a whole PowerPoint presentation for like the debut, like to go over all kinds of different stuff. I think where I'd like to see myself, I am not really big on chasing followers so much as I want more viewers. I want more engagement. I want a more active and like I really want to provide a community that's a safe space for other people and, also entertain people in the process. So I think that's where I want to be by the end of the year is I want to have at least a little community of like people. And we all just like hang out together. I think that'd be really cool. I think I also want to try and collab some more. I want to kind of put myself out there and like actually reach out to some other VTubers and see where it goes and be brave. Be brave, essentially. I've got a lot that I'm working towards. I don't know if there's like any actual like finish line, but I know where I'm going. I just don't know how long it's going to take for me to get there. But yeah, that's pretty much all I want.
I can go next if
Okay.
if Fate is okay with that, or if you want to go
Yeah,
first.
go for it. Go for
Oh,
it.
okay. I actually kind of want to do something that you were able to do this year, Tiffany. I want to get
What's
my
up?
own VR chat. I want to get my own VR chat world.
Yeah, let's
And
go.
yeah,
Do you want me to
I
give you the
got
person?
somebody.
Oh, okay, I was about to.
No. Actually, because the person what I was about to say was for the model. I would love
Oh.
the person for the world.
Okay, yeah, I'll give you that right now. Give me a second.
Yes, please do, because
Be
I
right back.
know exactly. I know what I want from my world. I know what I want it to look like. And now that we've found different ways that VR can be safe for people with epilepsy, I want to like show that more.
That's
And I want to
awesome,
show
yeah.
people like the fun things that I can do without having to worry. Like it's not perfect, obviously. Nothing ever is, especially with technology. But we try. We do our best.
Okay,
So
I'm
that,
sending
and I
you their
also.
VGen and their Twitter for you real fast, okay?
Oh, yes, thank you.
You're welcome.
And I also want to be able to do some more game work. And I'm gonna toot my own horn here for a second. Toot motherfucking toot.
Do it, go for it.
Because I don't know how many people play League of Legends, or even Danganronpa. But those two games I actually have had quite a bit of influence on.
Nice.
The accessibility feature they have now was implemented after a big Reddit post I put out, and I brought it to League's or to Riot's attention and everything about how their Odyssey event triggered a seizure. And
Oh.
after
You were
that,
not the
they.
only one.
Oh.
Because I messaged them and they were like, oh, yeah, someone else brought this to our attention.
That
And I
was me. That was me.
Yes! Okay, go for it.
Yes.
Because I said that
And
too. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is not good, y'all. Y'all need to fix
and
this
it's
now.
so good. And like that was actually my first look into like how toxic that community can get. But
Oh, yeah.
I was but at the same time I love that game. I'm sorry. I love Varus. I will never stop playing him. But and like Danganronpa with cuz their games were very very flashy.
Yeah,
And I had written to them and I was like, "Hey, there are ways around this. You can still have the same impact without, putting on a laser show on the screen."
right.
And they were really open to it. They were really receptive. They were like, we can't promise we can do anything for the previous games, but going forward, we'll keep it in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And then they announced their 10-year remake, and one of the changes I recommended was in the trailer. And so, of course, I got the remake when it came out, the remaster, and I was able to beat the second game, which for me was a
Oh,
big
Hell
deal
yeah.
that's
because
amazing.
I was crying like the whole like last chapter I was crying, and not because of the story.
Aw.
It's things like I want to do more like that. We worked with a couple mod creators so that I can play Lethal Company now without
Mm-hmm.
having to worry about my epilepsy, and my musicogenic epilepsy. Like those two things, just I want to do more of that. That is more what I want. I want to help make games more accessible because you don't need all the flashy shit. Sorry about the swear word, but you don't need all the flashy stuff, all right? You really don't. And even if you want to have it, there is an option to turn it off. There should be an
Right.
option to turn it
It should
off.
always be an option.
Mhm.
Mhm.
I think
So
there's
yeah.
a Discord about. I may have to hook you guys up with some connections. So I think there's a
Oh.
Discord I'm a part of that does accessibility. I'll talk to my friend Steve. His name is Steve Saylor. He used to be called the Blind Gamer, but now he goes by Steve Saylor. He's worked with Ubisoft and stuff like that. He's the reason why I got into working with companies, because I did a talk for Square Enix talking about why you should hire disabled content creators for your games.
Yes.
Yes.
So he got me into accessibility. So maybe I can talk to him and see where his resources lie, and we can try to see if we can get you guys connected, since you work heavily with epilepsy. And I think you work with the Epilepsy Foundation, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't
yeah.
think we've really done anything big recently, but yeah,
Okay.
I'm still there with them.
Okay. All right. So I'll talk when I get a chance. Just remind me, because my fogs are wild. Remind me by Monday, to talk to Steve, and then we'll see if we can get you two connected. I'll let him know who you are and how strongly you are about epilepsy.
Thank you. I
You're
really
welcome.
appreciate that, because it really is like we're doing a mod for Baldur's Gate 3 right now. And while there's a lot of code for Toasty to sift through, it really is just as simple as one little toggle, turn off flashing
Yep.
effects. And people are like, well, the legality side of it. And I'm like, no, there's the only legality they have to follow is the ADA guidelines. And even those, Tiffany, I don't know if you sat down and looked at them,
Yeah.
but they are sparse.
They are.
They are sparse. I saw ADA guidelines for disabled. I'm like, oh, this is like nothing. This is a nothing burger.
Yeah.
This is a nothing burger with a side of
2024.
shit sandwich.
Yep.
Where's the rest? Where's
There's
the
no
flashing
excuse for this
lights?
anymore.
Where's the music? Where's the okay, sorry. That's my passion, so I could just start.
Nope.
It's all good. It's all good.
And more charity streams, especially for things like service dogs and disaster relief. That is where I want to be too.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
That's me.
And then
yeah, Toast Overflow. That's the one that does the mods.
Oh, hi, Toast. And then I think last but not least, we have Fate.
Yeah. So let's see. Well, let's see over the next year individually. Well, I am. I one of the slow and steady wins the race kind of folks. So I've been kind of planning a debut of a new model for like eons now. So that's currently in the works and stuff. Rigging just started up soon. It's
That's
paid
exciting.
for but I'm hoping to get that done. I'm hoping to actually set up the debut by like fall time, maybe by my birthday in November. Maybe have like make it like extra special. I don't know, because like I feel like when I jumped into VTubing, like I didn't really know much about VTubing in general or what to look for and stuff. And I love my model, I love my rigging and stuff. But after VTubing for a little bit, I'm like, you know what? I needed something a little different. So I did the thing. The change is needed sometimes. It was
Mhm.
I
fresh.
can't wait to see it.
Yeah.
And,
I,
I
followed
love
you.
debuts.
I can't wait
They're
to
great.
debut. Yeah.
And like and along with that, I'm going to try to get better at like producing clips more often and stuff. I think one of my last clip I edited, well, not clip, but a little short that I did, actually kind of popped off a little bit on YouTube. Not like by like YouTube standards, but like for me standards, I'm like, oh, that's a lot more than usual.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell yeah.
So I guess that's a little like, oh, a little like I can do a little something similar like this and it'll be good, and maybe eventually get like at least try to start like, I don't know, like a long form content, but it's just a matter of finding what to what to actually like. Do I want to do gaming? Do I want to do like personal stuff? Do I want to do mix? I don't know. I'm trying to find what. So I trying to find a starting point and just launching from there. Because for me, like once I get started on something, I can make it a habit. It's fine. But just starting, it's so hard.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah.
can I borrow like that part of your brain that's okay with short form content? Because I can't do short form. I can't.
I won't lie. Sometimes I just everyone like I think from my last it was like a meme. Well, the America, yeah. I did my own little spin on it, and then people like jumped on it somehow. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess
That's
I can. I
good.
guess memes.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's
that's
so cool.
amazing.
But as far as like long term, this like form, I just trying to find what kind of content I want to do. I was thinking of a couple of things, but I don't want to spoil anything right now. But yeah, do the debut. Maybe I hadn't. because I had just started my new job like a few months ago. I didn't put together. I usually do like a charity stream during Autism Month, but I didn't do one this year, and I kind of maybe I could do one like either later this year or maybe like in the summertime. I'm not sure. Maybe at least do one of those at some point too, because I've done those every once in a while, and they're always a fun time to like for me sit down and talk about more about my, me and my autism stuff and share and stuff because so yeah, those are kind of my and one more thing. I guess talk with more VTubers more. I guess I'm pretty bad about that, especially because
Same.
like I said, my during the week work brain kind of takes over, and so I'm like, usually by the weekend I'm like, what happened on my timeline? Why is it exploding? Chat, help, and stuff. But I want to be able to connect more with not only the people I currently am connected to, but with like I don't know others in a kind of friendly manner. Maybe eventually be friends and stuff. But like I'm not gonna. But without me having to post like I want friends on the VTuber, please.
I
Like
can't
no,
make
no, no.
those posts. I'm sorry.
Like let me. Well, I'm gonna go find them naturally. Thanks.
Yeah.
I'll natural. But that like I said, that's it for me.
No, you're all good. You're all good. It was just wonderful having you all here today. We have perfectly done the 4 hours. I mean, the 2 hours.
I was
Well,
about
not
to
4
say
hours.
4 hours. All right,
Wow,
let's go.
that's a campaign.
Strap in.
No,
Can I say one thing real
Oh
quick to you,
yeah,
Tiffany?
yeah,
Thank you for giving us the chance to come and talk on your platform like
Yes.
this. Like it is an honor. And it is an
Oh,
honor also to
yeah.
finally get to talk to you. Like it's really nice to have that place where we can come and
Yeah.
talk and just kind of be real for a bit. Because sometimes you have to be behind the VTuber persona a little more than usual, and
Yeah.
it's nice to be able to step out and have adult conversations,
And see,
without worrying.
that's what I wanted this to be. I wanted to be a perspective, not about me, but a perspective from other people. Because I always talk about accessibility and VTubing and blah blah blah. I was like, well, what if we had other people telling their stories
Right.
instead of me just spouting off at the mouth the same shit I always say. So like, 'cause I wanted to hear it from different perspectives, like someone with ADHD or someone with anxiety, someone who has autism or someone who has epilepsy. I was like, okay, this is how we're gonna do it. Because of this, I think I'm gonna make this a monthly thing because I really
Ooh.
enjoyed this a lot. So we have 40 applicants, and I only had to
That is
choose.
so cool.
Wow.
And I only had to choose
a
8,
lot.
and I felt so bad. But I was like, if this goes well tonight, and if the next one goes really well, I think I might do this as a monthly thing, like, and talk to people and hear
go.
their stories, and other people in the
Yeah.
community can learn about these amazing guests who happen to be disabled or chronically ill. But we're gonna close it out. I need one of you all to pick a number between 1 through 4. Wait, actually, okay. I'm thinking of a number. I need one of you to think of a number between 1 to 100.
Oh.
Whoever is the
Okay.
closest gets to pick the rate tonight.
99.
Okay, we have a 99,
70.
70, 3,
13.
99. Okay, I picked 69. So who is the closest? 70. Okay, who is 70?
That was me, Epi.
Epi, okay, you picked the rate tonight. So we're gonna close out. We'll start with Epi. Tell us where can we find you, besides the links, but tell us where can we find you, not just on Twitch, but any other social medias.
Yeah, I'm over on YouTube as well at an epileptic gamer over there as well. I am on Patreon where you guys can get some of my writing. You can read it. I also do some other gameplay of a spicier nature.
Ooh, okay.
Over there, I have a tier for that as well. And I also have my book, Dark Secrets. If people like paranormal romances, it's on Kindle. So that is good. That's good. That's good. And Twitter. I'm on Twitter too. Epileptic Gamer 2. That's me. Yeah.
Food.
I'm everywhere. Let's see, I got, twitch.tv/Foodie, obviously. I got Twitter, I got TikTok, YouTube, SoundCloud, this basically anywhere where there's a social media. Just look up Foodity, and I might be on there. I'm probably on there. And I do. If you're looking for music for your debut or background music
Oh,
or
don't forget to
audio,
commission
that
that.
type of stuff, please commission me. I love working with VTubers. If you want some sort of music and you don't know what genres are and stuff, give me your lore. Talk to me. I love that stuff. I have a whole portfolio of a whole bunch of music. Only music I usually don't do is like straight up rock or country, but anything else I can probably do, and I probably have an example for it. So hit me up. Yeah, that's it. Hooray!
Right. Epi, while we're talking, can you just put in the group who you want me to rate? Fate.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Oh, right. So, so my main, I guess say my main platform I say is Twitch. I stream there Friday, Saturday, Sunday at 7 p.m. Central. So I guess that's 8 p.m. Eastern, I believe. And so I've streamed there. Just underscore faded. I'm also just faded on other platforms. Like I do short form content on TikTok and on YouTube. Um, I just literally post the same stuff both places. I'm also active on Twitter, aka X, aka Y. uh,
Uh,
yeah, I would love. Feel free to stop by anytime. We'd love to have you.
Okay, and finally, Tricks.
Okay, so I'm a little bit of everywhere. I'm mainly on Twitch. I'm also on YouTube under our like group YouTube unlockable content, and I'm on various different social medias: TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. The easiest way to find me, you can pretty much find me under Tricks the Treasure Fae. But the easiest thing is where all of my links are is just on my link tree. My link tree is Tricks Adventures, and you'll find all of my stuff there. And then I also want to mention that I actually have a subathon next week.
Ooh.
Hey, yo.
Let's go.
It is gonna be at the same time as your next talk, though.
It's good. It's fine. No, don't don't no.
But we are celebrating my 2-year anniversary for Twitch affiliate, so
Oh, yes, go. Congratulations.
it'll be all day. So like they could like they could pop in, say hi to me, and then hop over here and hang out. So yeah.
I honestly didn't know who to rate, so that gives me gave me a little idea for something for next week.
a little something, something.
Little something, something. But like, I just want to thank you all for joining me today. Thank you for sharing your stories. Thank you for giving your advice and your input to our chat. We are going to be rating Apollo Delian.
Yeah, he's a good homie.
They're playing BattleTech. I haven't heard that game in forever. So they're playing some BattleTech. So we'll be doing this again next week on the 16th. We have 4 new guests that will be coming on. I don't have a name for this yet, so I'll think of something in the meantime, and I'll probably be slamming my head against the desk for the next couple days while I think of a name. But it was just wonderful. I really love doing this. I love hearing people's stories and I love sharing your stories. So let's go raid into Apollo. Give him all our love. I don't really have a raid message for this yet, so we'll figure something. We'll get this straight sooner or later. For these talks that have a certain raid message. Coven Talk.
I like that actually.
I like
or
that.
Like,
Cute.
or
I like
Tiffany's,
it.
Go hard.
or
I
Tiffany's
kinda go
Coven
hard.
Talk.
Oh, we can.
Trademark now.
Yeah, I should. Okay. So we're gonna raid into them. Everyone, say goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye, everyone.
Bye,
Thank you for joining
everyone.
us. All right, let's start the stream because I didn't do that yet. All right, y'all have a good one. Be good to one another. Treat your loved ones close, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.